Hello, good morning to another interview with Karin Weyrich. Um, after the last interview, we had a nice discussion about bondings, different ways of being binded. And it came out of my question, what about friendship and any other kinds of relationships? So how many friends can I have in my entire life, and how many person I meet can I give my energy? And sometimes I feel very lacking of energy because the feeling is like all my energy goes away to all the other people I met and I meet. And you told me something very interesting about cords or ribbons, as you like to say, who are stick to people, and I didn't release them. I didn't release them at any time. So can you tell us a little bit more about that? Because it's might be quite interesting information for couples as well.
Yeah, that's a very, very interesting theme, not only for couples, for everyone, because we are used to have sticky and attached relationships. And that's really, it's a treasure in our society, but usually it's should be different. Um, there is a model from the Native Americans, they called twisted hairs. That's a community from different tribes, and they have a model how they call it. There's someone of the elders has seen it through their eyes, and they have told how it looks like. That's like you have 24 cords going out of your navel, of your hara, and these cords, with them you connect. You have the main connection to other people, to other situations, to a lot of things, and especially to people. And usually these cords are in without separation of you. That means the cords come out of your hara, and you bound them around your body, and that means you are with you. And if you go to someone, then you wrap up these cords around this person, and that means you are connected with this person 100%. You are 100% present. You are just in the moment and only with this person, with nobody else. And then that's really healthy if you can manage to do such kind of connections. Uh, Usually, what we do, we have from these 24 chords, we have two or three uh, all the time connected with our children, because we have sorrows, we have fears, and we think they have forgotten this and that. And we have some chords, maybe by at our neighbor, because our neighbor is sometimes throwing something over the the
Friends.
the fence, and you are not and all the time you check if he's doing something. Well, you have one or two chords all the time because of this annoying neighbor. And then you have chords, of course, to all your ex lovers. Most of the ex relationships, they are not really solved. You have some fear, some rage, some hate, and even if it's only a little bit, you have a chord permanent. And then ex bosses and friendships didn't work very well, and even friendships you have now with friends, because you all the time think, well, is it okay that I didn't call him for a week, and you feel guilty or you feel shame or something, and all these emotions are attachments, and attachments to the relationship of all these people. And if you start to cut these cords, even to your children, to your um, uh, relatives in law, and to all your own relatives, you just, if you manage it to cut them, and then you can have friendship with thousands of people, but one after the other and not all together, and then you will have your energy with you all the time.
So, what does it mean that that's only concerning negative bondings or negative attachments? Are there also positive chords between the people and me? And is it possible that the chords, these positive chords, are long-lasting attached with other people as well?
Well, positive attached connections could be if you have um, if you Erwartungen, you know, if you have some, you if you wish, if you have some wishes and some visions about the relation with this person, what should be really nice, you know, you have someone, a new partner for your business, and it feels pretty okay, but after a while you just have these wishes, well, it will work out good, it will work out nourishing for all of us, but it's a kind of it's a kind of sorrow as well, that it might get
Oh,
fine, and
yeah.
that's a attachment as well, what is not nourishing you.
So it's there are two sides of a medal. I think this, the one side is when I'm attached in a positive way. There's always kind of an energy flow, like it could be different. It could change. So it's a dualistic attachment, maybe. So what would be the best way how to cut the cords? So first, I met now I'm 50 years old, and I met so many people all over the years of my entire life. And I was married once, and I had a boyfriend for 4 years, and I met a lot of other men and women, private and in business. So do I have to know them by name still to cut these cords?
Yes, that would be really great. When we did in well, several decades ago, we did these cord cuttings, but nowadays I think it's not necessary anymore. You can do it by your own. That means you can just say one day, I will cut all my attachments to other persons. And if you say this loud and you mean it, then in the next following days, people will you will get reminders to some people, to an ex-lover 20 years ago, and then when it pops up, this person, and you get the feeling of, wow, that was really a heavy relationship, then just watch all the feelings, and just let them come, let them go, let all the feelings, even if it's really horrible feelings, let them come, let them go. And one day it's the attachments are gone. You just feel it. You can see this ex lover, and you are neutral. You don't have emotions, and then the attachments are gone. And the best way you can feel it, when you feel unconditional love and without any um, resistance. You see and you feel this person, and your heart is open and wide, and then all attachments are gone. And that's with every relationship. You think of an old friend, of an old boss, and you feel just pride wide, and it was an interesting experience with this, and you feel a kind of unconditional love. That means the attachment is really gone. I know it's a very high aim, a high goal, but you can manage it. It's called recapitulation, and you can read about it in Carlos Castaneda books. I don't know which one, but they have talked about recapitulation your history. That means all your history. You are connected with hundreds of people, maybe thousands. It does matter what job did you have, and you can start recapitulate. About 30 years ago, it was really a hard work. It was difficult because I tried to do this, and it's really hard. And nowadays it's much easier. You just say, I want to recapitulate all the connections, and it will start and will pop up and it will go away, and it's possible to do it, and you feel so
Okay.
free.
Oh, that sounds great. So while I was preparing this interview, I was thinking, oh my gosh, what kind of hard work. I should go to a retreat or something like that, and make a list before, with names on it, with all the people I ever met in my life, and I had to cut this with a scissor, energetically, and very, very hard work. But it's a good information and a good message that I can stand on my place, maybe, and do a meditation in advance, and then speak out loud. I am ready to cut all the cords, the bondings I ever had with people, and I will bring back my 24 cords to myself. In that
Yeah.
way?
Yeah, that's great, and you can manage it. You can also do it during your dreams. If you start lucid dreaming, then you write down, please, help me recapitulate my attachments or my history during the night, and it will happen every night, and it could even happen without your doing and making, and it just will go. That's nowadays it's pretty easy. And there is something else interesting to know. There are not only these 24 chords, the cardinal chords to the other person. There are many small chords, especially from your sex organs. Everyone you have had sex is said you have a connection for 7 years. And if you have in the last 7 years a lot of sexual contacts, and they will tear out energy of you 7 years long. Well, maybe 20, 30 years ago, I could feel this pretty much. Nowadays, if you recapitulate the connection with this person you have had sex last week, and you're totally clear out of stickiness, out of attachment, then this person will not soak out energy of you. But if you have these attachments, you will get soaked out of your sex organs, and also not only the sex organs, they have the attachments, the tongue, the mouth, all the organs you see, you hear, you taste, and your hands, of course, your palms, you are connected with others and the whole body. And you can, when you take a shower and you imagine while taking a shower, all the attachments go away, that will help, It's just your imagination has to be strong, and you have to believe that you can do it. It's a kind of empowerment. It's a kind of empowerment to see you. You don't even have to take a shower. You just think, well, now everything is cut off. And if you do this several times per week, and you will really cut them off, and then you feel so. If you have cut off all this attachment and sticky connections to others, you feel so powerful and so into your body. You can almost feel all of your cells. You can feel your muscles, uh, your whole body. You feel it much more intense than having all these attachments and connections. And what also will be, if the attachments are gone, love will always flow without attachments. It's just by nature. You are connected through chi or prana or so on. You are connected by love. It's not an attachment. It's something free. It's the opposite of stickiness. It's just free. That means if you cut the connections to your lover, the love will not be cut. Only the attachments and the stickiness,
Okay, that sounds great. So good news in these days, actually. So it could be my daily practice, maybe while I am meditating, for example, that I feel as if we're in a shower and release all these attachments. That
Yeah.
sounds really great. So now let's go to current relationships. So for example, I'm taking a walk through the woods and I meet a person with a dog, maybe, because I walk with my dog and we have a little talk, for example. So what about the chords, the 24 chords? Do they go leave my body, kind of, and I throw them around the person to be in contact? And when we finished our little talk, I release them, I disassociate them and bring them back to myself. Is it like that?
Yeah, it's like that. Exactly. You meet someone in the park, and all your chords, well, only the ones, the cardinal ones, they you rub them off and you embrace the person. You embrace the person with your chords, and that's a kind of it's like seeing the person totally. Everything what this person is saying and doing, you feel it in a loving way. And this person will even feel that you are so present, because almost nobody has the ability to be so present nowadays. You can even see people, they listen you, but you can see they looking there, looking at their mobile phone, they are looking. That's it's a measurement. And if somebody can feel you so present, that makes you very, very attractive and charismatic. People who are very attractive and charismatic, they have their chords all the time together for one person, for one theme or issue, and they are not too many things, and that's well, you could say it's an ability. It's a not an ability. It's a plus point. You know, everybody will remind you if you are so present, because not many people are able to do it, because they have so many sorrows, so many things they think all day. If you try out, it's really you will feel the difference.
Okay,
And the
I
others,
will do so.
yeah,
But I have just one last question.
yeah,
What about the cords from others who are attached on me? So maybe I would do in my daily practice these cutting off the ribbons and the cords, but my friend who lives some kilometers away, who I had a telephone call with yesterday, is still attached to me because I said something he didn't like.
yeah,
So am I able to cut these attachments? Is it me who can do that as well?
yeah. It's a very, very good question, because you are right. Others also connect you through their cords. But if you manage it all the time to be with you, and you hold your cords back, and that means your surface is very it's very shiny and slippery. Slippery is not the right word, but they can't connect. You know, they all the time they slip away. If you are very connected with yourself and you have your cords back, and then they can't touch. They try to, but they all the time fall down. You know, that means even if they are angry at you, and you don't get attached to their angriness, because anger is an attachment by cord, and they cannot connect you. You can even feel if somebody is in rage or in anger, and you can feel when you are with you and it doesn't attach you, it makes him more and more, and one time it just drops away, because he cannot connect. It's up to you if somebody else uh, can attach to you or not. It's really up to you. The other has nothing to do. But there are
So
really, but I have to say, there are some really hard connections, really, really hard, with injuries and trauma. And um, sometimes it's too hard and you can't manage by yourself. And well, I can help to do this if somebody is not managing with some special connections.
yes, so this was my last question. Finally, so can you help? Are you able to help people? So as you said, and so we could invite people who listen to this interview and are not really able to manage it by themselves. They can call you or send you an email, and you would help them. Is that
Yeah,
right?
because
So it and
yeah,
you can work together by phone as well.
yeah.
Do you have to meet each other personally? Why
No,
is it?
you don't. You can do it by phone or by Zoom. It's not it's like you meet together.
Yeah.
And because some connections are really very deep, where some say it's karmic, but I would say there are some special informations, and they are all sometimes they're connected to the attachment of your ancestors and your relatives, your family, and several generations back. And I can see where it comes from, and we can solve it together.
So sounds great. So
Yeah,
um, to the audience, call and get connected with Karin. That sounds so great, and I'm so grateful to had this conversation with you. So I embraced you with my 24 chords, and I will release them and bring them back to myself right now. So thank you very much, and
Thank
see you
you.
soon.
Thank you. Thank you, Laura.